You motherfucker mind me, a nigga to clap me. Yeah, type shoot dice with the window, unless it's time to get your ass laid out. If you're more, yeah, so I'm enjoying it, bags. They came through, they holler like, what up, comrade?
We're waiting to get some more people in here so we can just start talking about boxing. And the video quality is going to get better. Okay, so basically, the video quality is not going to improve for about another 5 minutes or so because I'm uploading a video on 2 different PCs at the same time. So the internet's kind of slow. But basically, if you don't know, I'm going to the fight tonight. I'm going to Crawford versus Diaz. I'm going to be getting to New York at about 6, something like that. Got a long night. You know, there's a lot of shit going on. But basically what I do is let me share the video around, you know, let everybody know I'm live and I'm not playing music like normally. And then we can go from there. So in the meantime, if you don't know, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today, you got a lot of fights. You know, you got let's see here. Give me 1 minute. What was my pen? 1 minute. So we got a lot of fights going on today. A lot of meaningful fights, fights that that we all need to watch, and I'm going to be watching them. Thank God for this thing. I just got this a couple of weeks ago, so I get to watch HBO and Showtime live. So basically, on my way to New York, or just when I get there, I'm going to watch the Davis versus Walsh fight. I'm going to try to watch the whole Box Nation card, you know, in fact, you know. So, long story short, there's a lot of shit going on. You know, as you can see, we're making some advancements. And basically, people pissed off at me because I ain't been doing no videos. Oh, shit. I got to do this, too. 1 minute. But it's like this, right? I'm not trying to be doing these videos for my health. You got to be a goddamn fool to think that I'm, you know, doing all this stuff behind the scenes, not to be doing videos, you know? The whole goal of all this shit is to do videos. Yeah, so I'm going to zoom that in. So as I said, I'm waiting for this video to finish uploading, and then by the time this video finishes uploading on this PC, the video quality should get better. 1 minute. Damn it. I'm still learning how to use this thing. Pause. There we go. Okay, that should be enough. Fuck it, right? That should be enough. That should be enough. Hang in there. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. So, like I said, man, okay, so here's the fights that's going on today we got to talk about. We got to talk about Gervonta Davis versus Liam Walsh, right? We got to talk about Andre Dirrell back tonight, fighting in a very dangerous fight. We got to talk about Gary Russell versus Gary Escandon. Oscar Escandon. He is trained by Ruben Guerrero, you know, the father of Robert Guerrero. What else? What else? Of course, we got the fight I'm going to, Terrence Crawford versus Felix Diaz, which I feel is going to be a competitive fight. We also got Ray Beltran fighting for a green card. So basically, if he wins tonight, he's fighting for his freedom. Real shit. And if I'm correct, you have Hassan Ndam. Let me go check real quick. You have Hassan Ndam fighting today to be the WBA. Okay, basically, let me tell you this crazy shit. The WBA, man, oh, he won. So when was this fight? It was today, early in the morning. Okay, all right, let me tell you this, right? Hassan Ndam. Now, I haven't watched the fight. I'm going by looking it up because I knew it was today. I didn't know what time it was. So long story short, what time is it over in Japan? About 1 in the morning or some shit? 2 in the morning? So long story short, Hassan Ndam fought Ryota Miura. Ryota Murata, he's a top-ranked fighter for the WBA World 160-pound title. So he fought and won. Hassan Ndam fought and won the belt that's not supposed to be around anymore, the belt that Golovkin beat Danny Jacobs for. So basically, that belt that Danny Jacobs had, Hassan Ndam just won that when the WBA is supposed to be getting rid of the belts, right? And that fight wasn't even 3 months ago. It was a little over 2 months ago. You know? Crazy ass shit, man, the WBA. By the way, did the picture quality get better? Let me check. Let me check. Oh, yeah, we good. We good. So, yeah, we're going to get better than this. I want to go full 1080p, you know, but I'm waiting for basically, I'm doing this shit off of 3 laptops. You see what I'm saying? 3 laptops, 3 different screens, you know, and I'm waiting for my my PC to get back from being fixed. It's a powerful PC that I'll be able to do all this crazy ass technological shit, you know, that's going to make things so much more easier. Like I'll be able to drag something from this screen, put it on this screen that my face is on, I'm talking, and show y'all, like, you know, crazy ass shit's going to be going on, man. So once that PC gets here, but basically that's what I've been doing. People have been pissed off at me. And let me share this. Let me make sure the video is shared around. And then we got to talk about first we're going to talk about the fight that I'm going to tonight, which is Crawford versus Diaz. Then we're going to talk about the Showtime card, and then we're going to talk about Davis versus Liam Walsh, and then we're going to talk about the Benavidez versus Bad Medina fight. That's a big fight right there. That's coming on PBC on FS1. That's probably going to be the last fight of the night. What else we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about Canelo versus Golovkin. If you didn't see the videos, I got some interviews from Abel Sanchez on the channel. Talked to him a few days ago, and going to talk to him again tonight about some things that people asked me to ask him about going forward, which is how would they feel? How does he feel about Golovkin fighting Golovkin possibly being capped at 170 pounds because of that IBF same day weigh-in versus Canelo not fighting for that IBF title and not fighting for that WBC title. So he won't have to do VADA. He won't have to do that day of weigh-in. He can rehydrate to wherever he wants. So that's something I got to ask him, but I got to make sure it's in a I got to make sure I ask it in, like, not a long-ass question, because people have been getting on me about that. No, I didn't see the Hassan Ndam fight. For those who don't know, Hassan Ndam won in Japan Danny Jacobs' old title, the one that he should have lost to Golovkin. So he won the WBA world title today in a split decision. Somebody in the chat is saying it's a robbery. I don't know. Let me put the chat on the screen. That's what I got this shit for. So you have to think it's a robbery when Murata is from Japan. So now this is the mandatory for Golovkin, a WBA mandatory. You know, so that Golovkin situation, especially involving Canelo and which belts he does and does not fight for, is very is deep, because you have to wonder, like, what is the plan for Golovkin going forward? If he wins, will he go after that WBO title? And what will Canelo do if he wins? Canelo, from my understanding, has no plans on fighting to be undisputed champion. And talking to Abel Sanchez a couple of days ago, you know, he's talking like they don't plan on getting that WBO title from Billy Joe Saunders or fighting. They're talking as if after Canelo, they're moving to 168. I'm dead ass serious. That's what they were talking about, you know, a couple of days ago. So, like I said, I got some shit to do. Let me share this video around one more time. We got a lot of shit to talk about. I'm going to be going to Crawford versus Diaz. So basically, we're not going to be here all day. So we got a lot of topics to cover in a little bit of time. So I'm going to be running my mouth for about the next hour or so. Then I got to go start getting shit done and ready to get out of here and get to this fight. That's the issue with the WBA. The belt shouldn't exist anymore. Exactly. Exactly. So let me share this video around one more time, make sure everything's straight. And then we're going to start talking. So, as I was saying earlier, a lot of people pissed off at me because I'm not doing like videos like I used to. But it's like this. It's like, right? I gotta, like, the goal is to make everything easy in my life and with all of this shit I'm getting so that I can do videos effortlessly. You think that I'm doing all this shit not to do videos? The whole reason I'm doing all this shit is to do videos. So I got to a point in life where I'm not going to do the videos if they don't mean anything. Of course, I can do videos all day, every day. But if I do that, there's shit that can be done in the background. So, for example, if I do like a 5-minute video on the WBA, the WBC, and different videos on different topics and all that shit, I can be making a killing. But at the same time, that's the goal, is to do that. But I'm not going to be killing myself doing these videos when there's other shit that's got to be done, like making sure I know how to work all this shit that I got now. You feel me? So I'm already trying to run a website. You know, I'm already getting to the fights, as you can see. So remember, that shit's not easy getting to these fights, man. Y'all think that you can just be like, okay, well, I'm going to be a media member, and I'm going to just get to these fights and get them for free and get near these celebrities and multi-million-dollar athletes and shit. And, you know, no, that shit's not easy, bro. You know? So let me finish what I was doing before I get distracted. So it's a lot of phone calls and emails and paperwork and shit that be having to be done. So I need to get everything, and I'm close to having everything in a system so that I can run everything from the website to social media to YouTube, and to sending people to fight all effortlessly, or not effortlessly, but to make sure that I have everything in place so that can be done easily. You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm not getting to all the fights. You know, I'm making sure that I'm getting to a fight every month, though. You know, some motherfuckers won't be all on my back, so you can't say I'm not getting to no fights. I'm getting to more events I've ever gotten to, and I've interviewed, you know, nothing but world champions this year. Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, former world champions, Escandon De La Hoya, Bernard Hopkins, Sean Porter, Andre Ward, Sergey Kovalev, and that's just the people I've interviewed. Terrence Crawford, that's just the people I've interviewed in the last, what, 6 months. You know, so hang in there. Like, we doing major things, but we doing, like, I'm multitasking. So I say, okay, well, let me get this shit right here done with the website before I come back and finish this show. But then I got to do this shit with the YouTube, and then I got to do this shit with making sure these people get into these fights. You know, it's a lot of shit going on, man. You know, then I got a clothing line coming out. You know, there's a lot of shit going on. So, you know, I'm holding on to that shit. You know, everything is running. You know, I can't use the microphone. Basically, I'm doing all of this. I'm doing from 3 laptops, and doing this, it may not seem much, but I'm pushing my laptops to the limit. So I'm waiting for my PC to get back because the motherboard blew. But basically, I got this super powerful computer that will be able to run all this shit, plus all the software that I have that you haven't even seen yet. You know, so right now you're not even seeing. I say right now what you're seeing is about 60% of what things are going to be going forward in the future. For example, these streams right now, this is what, about 540p. We're going 1080p. You know, when it comes to the sound, as you can see, I'm not using my microphone anymore. The mic that's being used is the mic that's coming from the webcam. This is not even the new webcam. This is the old one, because the new one that I have, the C9, basically it's the best gaming. It's what they use for Twitch. It's the best webcam that you can get for this level of things that I do. So, you know, long story short, let's stop talking about that shit and get to boxing, because we can't be here that long. So it's like this, right? I feel a lot of people are underestimating not Terrence Crawford, Felix Diaz, because they really don't know who he is. Now, I look at him as being, you know, he is a mover. He is a boxer that uses a lot of movement, partially because he's been fighting for the most part at 147, and even 100. My internet speed is the best it can be for my cable company. It's high, it's super high. You know, so don't listen. We're not talking about that anymore. I have everything that I need, so I don't need any more. You know what I hate? I gotta say, you know what I hate? When people tell me shit that I've already addressed before, or that, you know, I'm not smart enough to research. So, for example, when you're trying to do what I have to do, you have to have, you know, top-notch internet. You have to have top-notch memory. You know, you have to have the hard drive space. You have to have cloud service to back all that shit up. You have to have proper lighting. You have to have, you know, there's this, you know, and to cover the fights, I have to have every single cable channel. I have to have every channel. You know, even though I don't watch none of that shit. You know, so understand, I got this. You know, I got this. You got to have business cards. You got to have banners. You got to have merchandise. I got my hats on the way. You know, we good. We good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So anyway, I don't feel as though people are giving, you know, Felix Diaz enough credit. But now, believe it or not, this is only, if I'm correct, his third fight fighting at 140 pounds. Now, he may have weighed in at 140 pounds himself, and I'm talking about, you know, right at the 140-pound limit. But if you go look at his resume, you know, he's been fighting people in yeah, that's correct, 89, 99. He is fighting people at either 147 or 154. Now, take into account that he's 5'5". So when you're 5'5" in a 154, in 140, 154, or 147-pound division, you're considered short. You know, 147-pounder, you know, depending on how you look at it, you know, is historically should be about 5'6", 5'7". You know, so he's on the shorter end of things, but however, looking at him, he kind of wide, you know. So I also noticed that he has Alex Ariza in his camp. Now, Alex Ariza, you have to think, why has he got Alex Ariza around? Well, he's not used to having to fight at 140 pounds. So he had to make sure for a fight like this, you know, that he had the best team around him. And I can tell that he's going to be focusing on using the ring and trying to outbox Terrence Crawford. Remember, Felix Diaz is an Olympic gold medalist. You know, I don't know if you watched his fight with Sammy Vasquez or his fight with Lamont Peterson. That's basically what he was doing, was using a lot of movement. You know? So that's what I really think, you know, that it is, though, honestly. You know, so I think that he's going to try to use some movement. So when I talked to Terrence Crawford, one of the questions I wanted to ask him is, because you know how like a lot of these fighters are. For example, look at Terrence Crawford interviews. You know, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna tell you some real shit. He a goon behind the scenes. You know, but he a humble dude when it comes to the camera and everything. But don't take that, that dude. I'm gonna just leave it at that. But the point I'm trying to make is he's not going to tell you too much. You will start asking him, well, you know, what about Pacquiao? And people say that they duck you and all this shit. He won't really go into really explicit detail, or he don't really say no shit controversial. You see what I'm saying? So I asked him basically, well, how are you going to fight a fighter, you know, that's going to use movement unlike you've seen in any of your fights, especially since you've been champion. So if you look at his recent fights, you know, or the fight since he's been champion, he was only champion. Well, he became champion at 135. Ricky Burns wasn't no mover. Dirijon wasn't no mover. Hank Lundy wasn't no mover. He said that Victor Postol wasn't was the mover, but yet we seen Terrence Crawford use more movement in that fight than we seen him use in previous fights. He was moving his ass around that ring, you know. So John Molina wasn't no mover, you know. So Felix Diaz is a different style that we've seen Terrence Crawford fight. Now we're going to have to see him cut off the ring, unless he tries to do something different, you know, meaning Felix Diaz. Well, he hasn't really done it different. I noticed that he was inside the pocket on Lamont Peterson and on Sammy Vasquez. But we noticed later on in the fight, especially as the pressure picked up, he started moving around a lot, because one thing about Lamont Peterson is his body shot stick, you know. So I'm interested, you know, to see how Terrence Crawford, you know, handles that, because now we're in a situation where the intrigue about this fight to me is we get to see Terrence Crawford cut off the ring. You see what I'm saying? So I never covered a Top Rank event before. You know, I had the other website, you know, we covered Top Ranks events. But me personally, I've never been to a Top Rank event. So, you know, they sent me all these rules and everything, and I already knew it was going to be like that. I already know that Top Rank is very, like, strict when it comes to a lot of things. If you don't know, Top Rank does basically, as far as media is concerned, Top Rank does everything by the book. You know, so I'm going there. I'm not going to be trying to push nothing. You know, they got a little section for the media. I'm going to be chilling there, you know, because that's the last thing I need to do is go there, you know, and fuck up some rules or some shit trying to go around getting interviews. So I do know that I'm going to be able to talk to people at the post-fight press conference, you know, and what I'm going to be doing there, since I'm going to the fight as a website editor and not like a photographer or a videographer, then, you know, there's a whole different section that they have for us. So long story short, what I learned is like when you're a writer, like you get way more clout than if you were like a YouTube. It's a long story, but basically, you know, I'm in a good situation, so I want to make sure, you know, I keep it that way. Yeah, the Gervonta Davis versus Liam Walsh fight is going to be on 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Obviously, that means 3 p.m. for you over in the West Coast. You know, so Davis Walsh stream live on Facebook page. That's your Facebook page, bro? I didn't know that. I got Showtime, you know, I got the Showtime Extreme, which is awesome. So I'm gonna be watching that shit on the road. And what I did was when I went to Berto versus Porter, I found the little room in the back to be able to do my post-fight videos. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this here. So basically I might not be able to do those videos until tomorrow. You know, but I will be, since I can't do videos, I will be actually doing like a lot of writing now on the website. So it's the perfect way to start since I'm going to the fight as a writer. So I'm going to be providing like updates and post-fight, you know, results on the website, FightView 360. Of course, the link is right down in the description box. So I look at it like this. Floyd Mayweather's been running his mouth. A lot of people don't like it. They're saying that he's taking the shine away from his fighter. Well, the talk is that this fight hasn't been doing good financially, you know. And Mayweather, I'm baking chicken. I don't want to burn the chicken. See, I'm making some chicken salad, but I don't want to burn the chicken. But anyway, word on the street is that the tickets for this fight haven't been going well. You know, haven't been selling well. So Mayweather's very smart when it comes to this, and he knows exactly what he's doing when he says he'll probably wake up that morning, Al Heyman give him a call. Thank you, Al Heyman. Al Heyman give him a call like, hey, champ, ticket's not going well. You know, do what you got to do. So Mayweather, before he go to the press conference, like, all right, I'm going to talk some shit. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, like it's to be expected. Like he knows what he's doing when he's doing this type of shit. You see what I'm saying? You know, and I'm all for it. Sell the fight. You know, so he know Gervonta is not really like a talk. He's not there yet. You know, so Floyd has got to be like, yes, listen, you know, y'all some pussies. You know, he got to talk some shit. You see what I'm saying? You got to talk some shit. You know, tickets not going well. You know, the buzz for the fight not going well. And you Mayweather and you there. You Floyd Mayweather, the richest fighter, athlete in history. You know? And tickets not selling. So it's like, hey, bro, do what you got to do. Talk some shit. You can't have no empty seats with Mayweather in the house. So now, guess what? I bet you that tickets are selling a little better now, right? Tickets should be selling a little better now, right? You know? No, the website's not done yet. You know, I keep telling people that. Like, basically, I can't do the website full-time and I can't do videos full-time until all this shit in the background is done. You know, let me tell you the biggest mistake I made is that I bought a house in January, moved in February. I moved in the week before Garcia versus Thurman, you know, or Thurman versus Garcia. As you know, I was supposed to be at that fight. I got sick. Motherfuckers was clowning me, saying, shit, oh, you wasn't going to be able to get the fight, your lying ass. Well, I think we've proven you wrong. But I underestimated the whole house buying process. I underestimated that shit. So that slowed me down a lot. So now I'm in a situation where I've been doing everything behind the scenes so that, you know, very soon I'll be able to just kick back and focus on doing the website and do videos like effortlessly. So all I have to do is come down here to my man cave, sit down, type some articles, do some videos, type some articles, do some videos. You know, that's what we're working towards, you know, so we're getting close. And also the networking. So for example, when I go like to this Top Rank event, what I did at the press conference was I made sure I made sure that I personally talked to the key people, because I don't know when the next Top Rank event I'm going to be at. So therefore now, you know, because I got these nice ass business cards. So when they look at it, they're like, oh, So what I do is I make sure like I talk to these people, I'm going to tell you what we talk about, but to let them know, like, listen, we're here now. So going forward in the future, I'm going to be sending people to fight. So if you ever have any issues with such and such, then it's me. You know, you contact me. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm doing, like when I'm going to these fights, and that alone takes time. You see what I'm saying? That alone takes time. So I've already been doing the footwork and making sure I got my foot at least in the door. I don't know. I know my foot is in the door, you know, for Mayweather versus McGregor, because the same people that are likely going to be handling Mayweather versus McGregor, you know, as far as the press, are the same people that handled Berto Porter and Thurman Garcia and so on. I have a very good relationship with them. I'm even actually on the PBC website as a photographer. I was like their official photographer for a day. So, you know, we're you know, like everything is moving. So as I said, the goal is to make sure I have everything in place, you know, so that I'm able to run the website and run the YouTube like effortlessly in good quality and everything, because right now, as I told you, I just got all this shit. You see what I'm saying? So I got to learn how to use it all. You know, so once we get to that point, we're going to be, you know, listen, shit is the foundation is set. You know, we're going to have a podcast. We're going to have these live streams, you know, like we're going to, okay, basically I'm going to do one. I figured that I'm going to do one, maybe 2 streams where we just talk about life shit and all that, just chill like I normally do. But as far as Saturday nights, you know, they got to be boxing directly after the fight. You know, I'm talking about like no bullshitting around. Like if the fight's over, we go live. You know, podcast. You know, there's going to be a live stream and a podcast. And we're going to have, once we go into 1080p, you'll be able to have a better, you know, view of my background. You know, all this shit, this is not even covered up. This is going to be all black and everything. And we'll be able to have boxers, managers, promoters, etc. on Skype or whatever. And we'll get the questions and everything. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, we're working so that everything can get on a nice time frame. And also me, myself, I'm going to be going to 1 fight a month. As you can see, I've been doing that. You know, so next month, I have until next week to decide if I'm going to go to Kovalev or Ward versus Kovalev 2. You know, I don't know. You know, I don't know for sure if I'm going or not. You know, but however, I will be going to Golovkin versus Canelo versus Golovkin. You know, that's got to happen. You know, so I already make sure that I have, you know, and when I say I'm going, I'm not going to be going out there all week. I already told you I'm going to go out there for the weigh-in, you know, and the fight. I'll have somebody at the press conference, some shit like that. I'm not going to be in no Vegas or wherever that shit at, doing no way, wearing all that sin. No way. Do you think Ward Kovalev 2 will be canceled? Tickets are not selling at all. How do you know that? That doesn't sound accurate. You know, that's crazy. I see. Here's the thing. Us media, it's like this, right? A couple of weeks ago, Andre Ward got in a little trouble with the media because fans don't really care about it. It's for some reason they condone it, but he missed the HBO face-off of Max Kellerman. Now, the reason why they say, and damn, I forgot to ask him that. I interviewed Jay Prince a couple of days ago, and I forgot to ask him about this. So long story short, he missed the taping of HBO face-off of Max Kellerman. You know, when they sit at the table, Max Kellerman asked him Kovalev and Ward questions. That shit would have been heated, right? That shit would, imagine, right? Ward Kovalev with the like, it's a real rivalry now. That shit would have been heated. You know, so he missed that, and it's sad. The reason why he missed that is because basically he didn't like a retweet that, you know, that's what's going around. He didn't like a retweet of Kovalev retweeting some racist shit that somebody made, but people think that Kovalev made it, but he didn't. You know, it was circling around on Instagram first, then it made it to Twitter, and then people, you know, thought it was him. But it's like this, right? You know, HBO face-off is, I mean, don't get me wrong, some of them be whack, but every now and then you get those gems. And also like their history. Like, for example, like, remember all that old Muhammad Ali stuff of him training, especially, you know, before he fought Foreman and all that. Remember all that footage of like Sugar Ray Leonard? All that stuff is classic footage. So it's like, in the grand scheme of things, I understand you mad right now, but to miss something like that, it's like, yo, you kind of fucking yourself over in the future, bro. You know, because this is a meaningful fight as far as them building the United States versus Russia, and then the build up to this fight. If you watch those press conferences, and I had to watch them multiple times, they're here on the channel, to watch those press conferences, you know, there's some real genuine rivalry right there, you know? So that's how I feel about it. I feel like in the scheme of things, it's like, all right, if you mad at HBO, if you mad at Kovalev or whatever the case may be, it's like, yo, think about the history of it though, you know? And then if it is true that the fight's not selling well, you need to do everything in your power to make sure that this fight is going to be profitable. Well, no, they're not going to cancel it because here's the thing. Why would it be canceled when HBO just a couple of days ago released a press release about the fact that HBO 24/7 War Kovalev is on June the 2nd, which is what, like 2 Saturdays from now or some shit? You know, so, and what you say? Shadow 979 said that shows poor judgment on Ward's part. Should have had his business brain to engage. Exactly. A lot of these fighters talk about the business end of things, and they talk about how, you know, they think it's smart and all that. But it's like, yo, bro, in a way, missing HBO, like, this is HBO. Like, I understand people may say HBO boxing is dying and everything, but still, HBO is #1. Still, right now. So they're not #2 yet. They're still #1. You see what I'm saying? You know, so it's like, you don't do that to HBO. Like, what about the history of things? You see what I'm saying? Especially, like I said, going forward in the future. You know, 10, 15, 20 years from now, there's no Ward Kovalev 2 face-off. What if he knocks Kovalev out and he told Kovalev on the face-off, yeah, well, I'm going to knock you out this time. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, I think in the grand scheme of things, you know, it was a bad move for him to miss that. You know, and I got to do an individual video on that. It was a bad move for him to miss that. You know, to miss that face off for whatever reason, because I feel whatever reason is a petty reason in the grand scheme of things. You know. So moving forward, what's next on the list? We didn't got off topic. We were supposed to be talking about Crawford Diaz still. Terence Crawford is saying that basically, yes, sometime in the next couple of months, no, not next couple of months, sometime in the next several months, he's moving to 147. War looks so much smaller. Yeah, he does. You know, even in person, like I've seen it, you know. But Kovalev did acknowledge that he did get gassed out in the 5th round, you know, and also we know it's true. That vodka, man. I've been hearing about Kovalev and that vodka for what? It's been 3 years now. Before he fought Hopkins, I've been hearing about him and that vodka. You know, but in a way you can't be mad. He Russian, so that shit flow through his system like different than us. You know, so you know that shit vodka to him. That shit not slowing him down. That's his life fuel. You know, that's probably why he is as good as he is. Because a lot of people don't give Kovalev credit for his boxing ability. Kovalev is a good ass boxer overall. People don't give him credit for that. You know. You know, that's it. That's his. You know, that's his shit. You can't be Russian and not have like no vodka. You know, I'm not trying to say it in like a racist way. But it's like even a Russian will tell you, you know, they come to your house, ain't no vodka there. They're gonna be looking like, what type of shit is this? You know, what type of shit is this? You know, you heard Provodnikov is a heavy boozer too. Yeah, they probably drink some old crazy shit too. You know, some old home brewed that's been sitting out in like the Mincy tribe sun. Ain't no sun up there, I think. You know, in his tribe. For years. Some old shit. No, that shit worse than moonshine. That shit worse than moonshine. He needs to seriously put the bottle down if he's training. I think, you know, just like a lot of boxers. You got boxers who get high in their off time when they're not training. You got boxers who do who you know do that those nose clams. I'm not gonna say no names. Those delicious nose clams. You know, you got boxers who do that in their off time, you know, and then when that training camp start, they clean up. You know, that's why a lot of them don't want to be doing that 24/7 shit because they want to do a little pot. They want to smoke some pot or do some nose candy, you know, the powdered sugar, right? That tongue number. Teacher, do you think Golovkin will get robbed against Canelo? Well, see, it's like this, right? I don't know. I don't think so, man. But I don't think that the fight's going to go the distance, truth be told. because Golovkin is like mad at Canelo and wants to knock Canelo out, and Canelo knows he's got to knock Golovkin out because So I don't think that fight's going to go. I don't think that fight's going to go the distance. So I got to start hyping the shit up that fight. And our merchandise will definitely be done by then, at least on some type of scale. So trust me, I'm not in no rush for nothing. I'm coasting. Like I told y'all before, I got way too much shit on my plate. So what I'm doing is it's early. I'm glad it's early. So basically what I'm doing is I gotta pull a mean, it's gonna be another it's gonna be about from now, probably like 28, 29 hours before I go to sleep. Right? Like 28, 29 hours. Now the train ride out there is between an hour 15 and an hour 30 minutes at tops. So normally I don't start falling asleep on the train till like a half an hour, 45 minutes in. So it's no point going to sleep because then you wake up all groggy and shit. So I'm gonna try to squeeze a nap in sometime, man. Because I got a long ass night. So when I get back from the fight, we're gonna do a live stream after I get back. So basically, I don't get back from New York until like I won't be walking in the door until like 5 a.m. or some shit. Yeah, if you want to contact me, email me at editor@FightView360. That's editor@FightView360.com. And if anybody's interested in helping out in any way, shape, or form or going to fights, I make that shit easy. The things I ask you to do with these fights are simple. Don't fuck up my name, my brand's name. I'm going to sue your fucking ass, and just go there and do the work. You're going to make some money. You're going to make some connections. And also you're going to have some fun, And that's anybody. We need people everywhere. And don't get me wrong, I have a lot of people waiting to go to fights. But let me screenshot that, bro. Yeah, I saved it. But I got a lot of people that's waiting to go to fights, and people are like, yo, when can I go to this fight? I said, yo, listen, we're not sending nobody to fights, until I get all this shit organized. Now, there's fights I want to cover. For example, we got somebody waiting for confirmation to go to Brook versus Spence. Remember, we covered the press conference for that. I'm going to fights. We got our head of the UK over there, Fight View 360, Mikey. He's covering all the stuff up in Ireland, getting ready for Carl Frampton's next fight. But besides that, I'm not going to be sending these people to fights, and I don't know they're going to be, no. So the interview process is thorough. But once you in, we take care of you. You see what I'm saying? Once you in, we take care of you. But I'm not going to be just sending people to fights. People think that shit's easy. And then with all the connections I made you there, I'm going to have you going there fucking up my name? Hell no. Do you want me to go to Brooks Spence? I don't even know you, bro. But no, we already got that taken care of. But let's get back to boxing. So a question I got around to asking Abel Sanchez was if how does he feel about Canelo only fighting for that WBA title because he's not cool with the WBC, and because of that day of weigh-in, for the IBF, he may not fight for the IBF. So it seems as though that they're preparing to only be defending that WBA title. Now, I'm not saying that it's confirmed. I'm saying it seems as though that they're preparing to only fight Canelo for that WBA title. So if that IBF title's on the line and Canelo doesn't fight for that, Golovkin still has to do that IBF day of weigh-in, right? That day of weigh-in, which is 170 pounds. He'll have to weigh in. But Canelo can rehydrate to whatever he wants, just like Danny Jacobs did, because they looked at it as a strategic move. But you had Tom Loeffler or somebody, I read somewhere that somebody on Golovkin's team is trying to get an exemption from the IBF for Canelo to still fight for that IBF title, without doing the day of weigh-in. And I say that's no good. It makes no sense because you're asking the IBF to bend rules because of a special situation. No, just like when it comes to Anthony Joshua in the IBF, they want to make Pulev versus somebody for the IBF interim, because they don't want to strip Anthony Joshua, basically, because from my understanding, he fought in front of 90K, and they don't want to strip him because they love him and he fought in front of 90K, but then you strip Tyson Fury. So we got to do a video on that too, because I like the IBF, and they do a good job in making sure of all the organizations so far that they follow their rules. The WBC has been doing better, but they still have a ways to go, especially when it comes to Don King fighters. We got to talk about that. You know, so as far as the WBA is concerned, we all know that they do whatever the hell they want to do. You know, they don't give a fuck about nothing. They just be like, well, yeah, you want a bet? You want a belt? I got you. You got some bread? We'll bring that belt from the grave. They're supposed to kill the shit out that WBA world title. That shit was supposed to be dead and buried. And they keep bringing that shit back. You know? What is Fury's weight now? I don't know, probably like 380. You know, probably like 380. You know, 385, maybe. I don't know. He's big as fuck. That's all that matters, right? No matter what his weight is, he's big as fuck. You know? I would pay for Spence versus Brook over Mayweather versus McGregor. Yeah. I mean, Mayweather versus McGregor, let's not get it twisted. It's a spectacle. That's what it is, you know, and majority of their sales are going to come from casual fans because it's like, oh shit, that Mayweather back? Ain't he fighting that UFC Irish dude? Those are the people that's really, really paying for the fights, and the UFC people who really think he, and motherfucking Skip Bayless, who really think that McGregor has a chance up in there. The fight is a spectacle. That's all it is. You got people out there, you know, and they should burn. There's a special place in hell for you. If you think that, that's a special place in hell for you if you think that McGregor can beat Mayweather. That's a special place in hell for you. You should burn. You should burn. You should burn. You should burn. I'm getting mad just thinking about it. Yeah, it's a freak show. But listen, the real shit, what this is, the real shit is going to be the press conference. The press conference, the weigh-in, that whole Mac Life shit. That whole the Mac Life is going to run. It's going to run it. It's going to be the show. And you know Mayweather can't go in there and knock him out in the first round because motherfuckers going to be pissed. So, and the thing is, Mayweather also can't go the distance with him because motherfuckers going to be pissed. So, you know, somewhere in the middle, Mayweather, even if he breaks his brittle ass Xylo King field hands, he's gotta make sure he put all the power into knocking Conor McGregor the fuck out. He's gotta knock his ass the fuck out. It's a freak show. And now that you had Joshua versus Klitschko do phenomenal throughout the world, everybody like, oh shit, boxing is really, really, you know, hey, come on, man, they're trying to cash in on that. But now that McGregor has filed for his license to fight in Nevada as a boxer, the shit is for real now. You know, now that Dana White is saying, yeah, McGregor signed this contract, the shit is for real now. So which means if McGregor saying he signed this contract, all the details of a Mayweather contract are for real. The network, the time, and all that shit involved. So they know something now. A lot of people feel that they're going to try to compete with Canelo versus Golovkin. You may think that, but the networks, you may think the fighters may want that, but the networks will be like, yo, we're not trying to in that business. We want our own date. You see what I'm saying? HBO is not going to be like, yeah, we're going to go head up with Mayweather McGregor. And Showtime is not going to be, we're going to go head up. It don't work like that because they want to make sure they get the maximum profit. They don't want to, you know, have these fights competing with each other. They don't want to do that to fans. And it's not that they care about us as fans. It's about the money. They want to maximize profits and put in two big pay-per-views, a fight that hardcore boxing fans have been looking forward to in Canelo versus Golovkin versus a fight that hardcore boxing fans are looking like, yeah, that's some bullshit. And then you're also separating the media. What fight are the hardcore media members are going to go to? Like the Yahoo, the CBS. But so it's you know, it's not smart to put both of those fights on the same day. It's not smart at all. It's not smart business, you know. I'm not saying it can't happen, but I don't believe it's just going to happen. You know? Not smart at all. It's not smart. TBA. I heard it's signed for September. That would be stupid. Don't believe anything you hear. Of course. Who told you that? Where'd you hear it from? Where'd you hear it from? Because I ain't hear it. I mean, I've heard it, but I ain't hear it. We still waiting on the Canelo versus Chavez numbers. Word is that shit. It is going to be 1 million, but how much over 1 million? But the fact that it's reached 1 million, I'm glad that it's reached 1 million. I'm glad that it's reached at least 1 million. You know, because with all the streaming and shit that's going on out here in the world, you know, boxing is fucked up. I should check my chicken. I should check the chicken. McGregor's auntie told you, all right, well, yeah, auntie ain't gonna lie. September it is then. Auntie ain't gonna lie, right? Chavez Jr. pissed me off. I'm glad they scammed him. I'm glad he got his ass scammed. He pisses me off, man. I'm glad they scammed his ass, right? I'm glad they scammed his ass. Mexican must have purchased 90%. That's well, see, here's the thing. They know who a lot of people know who Chavez Jr. is. Canelo, from my understanding, is still having some issues with urban audiences, if that makes sense. He needs to start speaking English. He's known as the redhead dude who Mayweather schooled, as far as casual urban boxing fans. I mean, it's not that Chavez wasn't that. Listen, I'm done talking about Chavez because he broke my heart. Fredo broke my heart. You broke my heart, Fredo. I'm done talking about Chavez Jr. I still love him. You know, I still got a sweet spot for him. Still got a sweet spot for him. But I don't want to talk about Chavez Jr. You're gonna make me mad. As UK fans taking over Mexican fans, UK fans are rowdy. And then when they come to the States, they come over here and they fuck shit up. And they get drunk, you know, and they always, there's one Ricky Hatton, there's one, you know, no, why gotta be for everybody? They come over here and get drunk. They come over here and fuck shit up. You know, somebody told me that when Ricky Hatton got knocked out by Floyd, it was like, there's one Ricky Hatton. He landed there and knocked the fuck out. And they still talk about this one Ricky Hatton. One knocked out Ricky Hatton. I've heard too many stories about your UK, especially about the shit y'all did in your own country. What fight was that? It was Fury versus Chisora 2. You know, I heard shit got lit over there. That was a fight that happened over there. I heard shit got fucked up over there. You know, because the fight ran real late in the night. You know, so they had already gotten drunk and planned on being home at a certain time. So their hangover happened at the fight because the shit ran too long. So they pissing and throwing up and vomiting everywhere. I heard all kind of crazy shit from that fight, man. You know, fights. So the drunk shit they supposed to be doing at home because the fight was supposed to be over. They was doing that shit in the arena. And I remember I was watching that fight. And usually a UK fight is over by like, you know, 7 p.m.-ish. Early, you know, a little earlier than that. But that shit was still on till like 9 o'clock and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? This long ass fight. UK fans make me nervous. Yeah, they always get. And how the fuck they getting these drums? Y'all traveling in that long ass flight, bringing those drums and those trumpets and shit over here. But yeah, they loyal as hell. They come over here. Same shit was going down over in New York for Frampton versus Santa Cruz. You know, the rematch. Shit was going down over them. Irish came over here. They swarmed. You know, they have a good Irish community in New York. So with the ones that traveled over, you know, shit in Brooklyn was crazy. You know, you had Tyson Fury out there getting drunk. You know, chasing around Carl Froch, trying to fight Carl Froch. Getting kicked out the Barclays Center. Oh, shit was crazy over there, man. But yeah, if we Americans go over there fucking shit up, they'd be like, you know, the Americans come over here, they, you know, look at them. Maybe someone pissed on TstreeT leg like a dog. What? No, that's no good. That's no good. No way. No way. So yeah, what's the next fight? Yo, I'm really highly interested in fact, let me see what time this shit come on. There's a lot of shit I got to fucking DVR. In 1 minute. Sure. You gotta make sure you DVR all your shit. You gotta DVR HBO, right? You gotta DVR Showtime. and you got a DVR Fox Sports 1. So let's see what time the HBO fight starts. I'm leaving. I'm going to be there at about 6:30. That shit don't start until 10:15. I'm going to be out there all night. I'm going to be out there all night. So let me record this shit. This shit recording. So you got a DVR. So the HBO fight comes on at 10:15. Right? Right? HBO fight 10:15. You got the Showtime card, which is going to be coming on. Hold on. Fix the connect. What's wrong with my connection? You got the Showtime. Wait a minute. The Showtime card starts at 6 p.m. and runs all the way till 10 p.m. Oh, shit. That's a boxing extravaganza. That's a boxing extravaganza right there. And then over on Fox Sports 1, so basically the way it's looking is that the Showtime card, which is going to feature Davis versus Walsh, Andre Darrell versus who's got Takai, I forgot how you pronounce his name, and Gary Russell versus Oscar Escandon, and a couple of other Gary Russell brothers. Remember, all of them named Gary. They're fighting too. And then you switch to HBO at 10 at the same time. And so basically we're getting boxing from 6 p.m. all the way until midnight or after midnight. So let me see what time this Fox Sports card is coming on, which is also premiered by the Champions. So I got to make sure all this shit is recorded. I'm not calling it shit in that sense. You know what I'm saying, right? Not a dirty horse mouth. Oh, so the David Benavidez Bad Medina fight is a WBC eliminator for 168. Somebody told me yesterday that he met James DeGale in some bar or some shit. This was yesterday. Met DeGale in some bar, and he said that he fighting Caleb Smith, you know, in the 02 in September. But then you saw that yesterday news came out that Anthony Darrell versus Smith was finalized. I don't know, man. So 10 p.m. is that David Benavidez versus Bad Medina fight. The winner of that is the mandatory after Caleb Smith or Colin Smith, how you pronounce it, for James DeGale 168-pound title. So let me record this shit so I don't forget. Because those PBC cards don't be on demand. You got to record them. You know, they only choose which ones they put on demand. You got to make sure that shit is set to record for a fucking half an hour after it goes off. See? They try to get you. Because you'll be watching it, and then round 6 of the main event, you got no more recording. You be pissed. So anyway, now that that's done, you know, we're going to be here for about another 10 minutes. Like I told y'all, 15. We can stretch it out to 15 minutes because I got shit to do. You know, plus I want to try to get as much rest as I can, you know, before going to this fight because I want to be there all night, as I said. And New York, Penn Station at night, you know, that station that's in the Madison Square Garden, there's some freaks. It'd be freaks down there. You know, like go down there like 2, 1, 2, 3 a.m. You know, that's no good. It's no bueno, man. It'd be nothing but freaks, yo. You know, so I'd be staying to myself. Hell with that. Gary Russell fighting a bum? No, dude, not no bum. However, if I'm correct, let me check. I forgot who beat Oscar Escandon. But one thing's going on with Gary Russell is it's like, you know, he can't get relevant because he's always on these long-ass layoffs. No, like, it'd be freaks down there, like freaks like these tall-ass fucking old, like trannies, like old, like 60 old, like just lurking around, circling around and shit. It's no good. You know? It's no good. So I've learned that, you know, in that time of night and down in New York, nothing is what it seems. So if you see a woman, yeah, like that type of shit. So if you see a woman and you think like, damn, you know, from the back, that bitch found a motherfucker. No. Listen, take no chances with nothing that time of night in New York and stay in the light. Right? Stay in the light. Don't venture too far from the path, yo. Just stay in the light, man. So this Oscar Escandon guy who Gary Russell's fighting is 25-2 with 17 KOs. Yeah, that's who he fought. This Robinson Castellanos guy was the guy who got the win, who made Yurkis Gamboa quit. So who did he lose? So basically, let me see. Yeah. So basically, from my understanding, and he beat Jesus Cuellar. So my understanding is that this dude is supposed to pressure the shit out of Gary Russell. That's what I'm getting from it. You know, Mexican style. You know? So, I mean, I'm looking forward to the fight because we don't never get to see Gary Russell fight. For example, this is his first fight in 2017. It could fucking be his last, knowing him. You know, he might not fight until 2018. You know, he beat Johnny Gonzalez in basically one fight in 2017 so far, which is Oscar Escandon. In 2016, one fight, Patrick Hyland. Ooh, that's something to be hype about. You know, one fight in 2015 against Johnny Gonzalez. So basically, we're looking at 3 years right now, right? Where he's only had 2 fights going into his third. So it's like, how can you be hype about a fighter when he's not fighting nobody? You know, so I remember when the fight before he fought. I remember it so well. It was on Fox Sports 1. That's when Heyman fighters was still fighting on Golden Boy cards. He fought a guy by the name of Miguel Tamayo. I remember because that was around the time when they were saying that Gary Russell was fighting nothing but tomato cans. So he fought a guy by the name of Tamayo. He fought a guy who named Matt Ron with tomato. You know? Yeah, I had just left before that shit went down. And actually, I didn't leave. I was actually in Madison Square Garden at the press conference when that shit went down, when that dude was over in Times Square running people down and shit. Yeah, you know, if anything happens, New York is the first place shit go down. You know, a fucking zombie apocalypse. You know, fucking vampires and shit. You know, fucking a terrorist strike. You know, if anything goes down, that shit goes down in New York. So I make sure, you know, I stay in my fucking lane. I don't go nowhere, you know, I'm not supposed to go. I don't take no fucking dodgy, shady-ass blocks. Like, oh, that's a shortcut. No, no, no. No, no, no. Yeah, Godzilla might fucking show up. You know, shit be going down in New York. You know, you never know. Aliens, of course, if some aliens come, they come in right to fucking Times Square and Madison Square Garden. Godzilla was up. No, I'm cool. You know, so when I go to New York, you know, I make sure I listen. Unless I go to a fight, I make sure I am going before the sun goes down, yo. You know, I make sure I'm going before the sun goes down. I'll be gone. So yeah, I'm not really looking forward to this Gary Russell fight, you know, but I am looking forward to the Andre Dirrell fight. Now, also on that card, let me tell you, it's a stacked card when you look at it in the grand scheme of things. You have both of the other Gary Russell brothers fighting. Gary Antoine Russell's fighting. Gary Antonio Russell's fighting. You know, you got Rancis Barthélemy versus Kuro Rolak. You have Andre Dirrell versus Jose Takai, and Gary Russell versus Gary Escandon. See what I'm saying? So you got some good fights, man. So what I'm likely going to be doing is, like I said, I got HBO on my phone, and I got Showtime. So while I'm watching the Crawford fight on my phone or on something, I don't know, I'm gonna have, you know, the Showtime fight, and then I'm gonna have the Fox Sports, you know, fight. So I'm gonna be doing like triple duty. And then when I get back, I'm gonna do a live stream. So I'm gonna do a live stream. Y'all probably not gonna be up, but I'm gonna be tired of shit, so it's probably gonna be crazy. I'm gonna do a live stream like 5 in the morning. You know, we're gonna talk about like all the fights of the night and all that type of stuff. You know, so as I said, I'm not gonna be going to bed for like another like 28 hours or something, man. I'm gonna be up all night. I'm not looking forward to it, but at the same time, it is what it is, you know, and that's life, you know. And life isn't fair sometimes, that we learn. Yeah. Especially when you work, you gotta do what you gotta do. So as I said, what I'm doing is I'm working on making sure I get back to doing videos consistently. And the only way to do those videos consistently is I have to have everything in the background done, you know, because I have a very expensive website that I spent a lot of money on and I haven't made any money. I don't make any money off of this YouTube shit, for real. You know, I don't make any money off of any of this. So everything that I'm spending money on and everything I'm doing is to make videos. So people have been really, really getting on my back about, man, you're doing these long ass videos, you making these videos. It's like, yo, bro, I'm trying to get back to doing videos. You know, I just signed a new contract with a YouTube affiliate because people money is not what it used to be. Because for one, they just got tired of the clickbaiting and shit. You know, YouTube has turned into a hoe house, for real. YouTube is a bordello, you know, of like opportunists, you know. YouTube is a bordello. What you take to stay awake that long? Nothing. I've always been like that. Don't get me wrong. I get the best sleep I've ever gotten in my life overall, but Saturdays have always been like that. Like Saturdays going into Sundays, I've always been known like to do like 24 to 26, sometimes 30 hours. And then Mondays, my body's crash. That's why I take off on Mondays. Mondays has been notoriously known to be like my day off. You know, so like I said, we're close. Like this is the closest we've been to being organized. You know, I got a few more things I got to work out with all this stuff as far as video quality, sound quality, and making sure I have my my software working fluidly. If you want to see my setup, have you ever done 48 hours a week? Yes, and it was horrible. I don't want those problems in my life. I've done close to 72 before. You know, maybe 72. I've done many hours of sleep up before, believe it or not. You know, so like we're close to having everything like really, really organized so that we can just do videos, you know, like flawlessly and effortlessly, and also making sure that we like getting you interviews and getting you like relevant content. No, I don't gamble. I don't play cards. I don't play slots. Nope. I don't have that vice in my life. Thank God. I gamble on nothing. If it's not a sure shot, I don't want it. If it's not a sure shot, I don't want it. You know, so I just want to cover boxing, man, and I want to cover boxing like the right way. You know, so, and plus, like I said, I'm tired of not making any money. You know, I'm tired of it. I put too much money in it. So now everything is now in place to make money. You know, so believe it or not, even though I'm not doing videos as much, money is up. You know, money is up. So something's working. You know. So you already know what we're doing. I'm gonna get off of here and go get ready for my day. You know, gotta start traveling in about 7 hours, and then like 5 hours, 4 hours. You know, and I want to be able to lay around a little bit. All my shit's all packed up. I got my clothes all ready and everything. I want to be able to lay around a little bit. You know, play some video games or something. So I'm going to see y'all tonight. I'm probably going to do on this channel, what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to do a live stream from Madison Square Garden. But first, I got to talk to somebody to see if I can do it. So I'm going to send an email and to make sure that they know that I'm like trying to promote the fight and shit. You know, so they don't, you know, like get on my back. All right, yo, I'm gonna see y'all later. I'm gonna go do some shit now. You know, please subscribe.